One is a femme fatale, the other a beautiful and mysterious car mechanic in the Cold War era spy flick, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Please welcome the stunning Elizabeth Debicki and Alicia Vikander. Good to see you officially. First of all, welcome to this beautiful city. We know you had your premiere. We've been showing the visuals all morning long. What was that like to see all the fans come out for this film last night?
It was so much fun.
Such a wonderful experience. It was
so lovely to
nice
be here. And I have to say that of all that, we've done quite a bit of press for this, and the fans were the loveliest we have encountered. They were so sweet.
Yeah, we had a long talk about
there was no yelling, there was no shoving. It was just the loveliest.
Very orderly.
Very orderly. They had a system of autographing.
Yeah, they were like, no, not me first, this person next to me. It's like, we have a little line.
So lovely.
And that actually made it possible to like have some moments and chat with them.
Yeah.
Of course, we see your male co-stars there as well, Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer. What was it like working with these men for these highly coveted roles? People were saying George Clooney could have filled the position, or maybe Tom Cruise. And yet here they are, you know, at the cusp of their career, doing so well. What was it like working alongside them in this?
Oh, they're the sweetest.
They're very beautiful people, and they're wonderful actors. So it was just a pleasure to work with them, really.
They're like yin and yang, both in person in real life and on film, so you can just see how that kind of translates so well in the film.
For people who are not familiar with the 60s show, because it was some time ago, talk to us a little bit about what this film is about and your roles, because you are the trifecta. I mean, it's the best role a woman could ask for in the business, if you ask me. You're strong, you're sexy, and you are both very, very smart, very sharp. So talk to us about your characters in this film.
To start with?
Well, I play the villainess of the film, and my character's name is Victoria Vinciquera, and she's an English woman, but she's married into this Italian family. She's married this Italian playboy who's not exactly the brains of the operation, but he has oodles of money, and she's very self-made, she's very enterprising, she's very evil and manipulative.
So much fun to play.
So it was so much fun to play. It's such a juicy role to play, and in the film, my character's kidnapped Alicia's character's father, who's I think described in the film as Hitler's favorite rocket scientist. And she's a very politically minded person, and she is trying to build a nuclear weapon. To sell, not to use, just to sell.
And Alicia, you were doing some serious dancing and driving in this. Were those, like, was that you doing all that stuff? The driving?
The dancing was definitely me. That kind of came on the day on that set, I
Improv?
think. Yes. Partly, yeah. That wasn't really in the script from the rehearsal, or from the rehearsal. But the driving, both Elizabeth and I were driving around on Leavesden Studios outside of London, learning how to drive, because none of us have a driver's license. Wow. So one way that itself was a stunt.
Was it one of those things during the auditions you lied and said, of course I can do that?
I just did, you know, when you kind of escape talking about it.
Yeah.
I knew that I was going to play a car mechanic, but I didn't mention me not having a license until after I got them.
Well, people are saying in terms of the dancing scene that it rivals that of Pulp Fiction with Uma Thurman, which is a huge...
I don't think ever I want to go there. That is an amazing scene. I'm happy if I can add, you know, a scene that people can remember, but that is a good one.
Well, and of course, the visuals are beautiful, set in the 60s. How much fun was it to dress a la 60s flair? Did you love the wardrobe?
Yeah, the wardrobe is incredible, and we had an amazing costume designer, Joanna Johnson, and she's a genius. And she's incredibly collaborative as well. So from the beginning in rehearsal, we were completely involved in creating our characters' wardrobes, and I think that means that when it's down to the last detail when you put it on, it's like a skin that you put on, and it just feels comfortable and it feels right, and it just makes accessing your characters so much easier. But
helps you transform. You
know, the 60s fashion, I mean, what's great about it is our characters are so on sort of each end of the spectrum of fashion. You know, mine is almost sort of a bit Cleopatra-esque meets the 60s, and then Alicia's character is so gorgeous and mod and sort of young and fresh, and so you get such different variations of 60s.
And a gorgeous backdrop of Italy. Did you allow yourself to eat the gelato and the pizza and all the good stuff when you were filming?
We did. I think that was kind of the first conversation we had in the morning to discuss where to go for dinner, what to eat, what
priorities.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, and continued success. This comes out, of course, on Friday. People are already loving it. I know that you will be back, Alicia, in September with Eddie Redmayne for All Things Tiff. And you're both such huge, beautiful stars and great actresses, and we look forward to the rest of your work. Make sure you see it, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. in theaters this Friday, August 14th. We'll be back with more BT right after this.